Our existence is, if you breathe, you're spiritual. If your heart's beating, what is that thing? What's the thing that's making you experience this?
Oh,
What is it that makes you vital? What's your essence? Can there be someone who doesn't have that?
oh, that's a good question right off
I
the
usually
bat.
frame it up that way. So it's like, sure, some people will have their system of not believing,
Hmm.
our atheists or naturalists or materialists out there. Um, and that's totally fine. But from where I sit and what I do, it's like just tattooing is just innately a spiritual act. You sort of can't avoid it. If you're marking your skin, you are also there's a metaphysical component that's taking place. It's not just physical. It's a very Western thing to split everything out.
Yeah,
It's like all of the different parts, not looking at the whole thing. So yeah, the physical side's one layer, but then we have obviously like the emotional or the psychological, and we have this spiritual layer as well, or metaphysical. Yeah.
yeah, because we spoke a little about that before we started recording, but um, like for very at least for like the indigenous people, the tribal communities, tattooing or like a specific tattoo, like you mentioned, the Maoris with their the moko, on their
Mm.
mouths or their
It's
faces.
interesting that they have the Moko, Native American tribes here in the States actually has something similar to the Moko.
Mm-hmm.
Chieftains' daughters actually have a tattoo showing that they are either single, in a relationship, married, or widowed.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh,
Yes, there's like a social classification through their tattooing, which is, yeah, it's very common in all sort of like uh, indigenous or traditional nations before globalized interaction. They had very defined systems, and they understood all of the different layers of tattooing as well.
Mhm.
So,
Each
yeah.
ancient Egyptians did it too. Chinese did it too, because like with the Chinese, um, they either tattooed their lips black or blue, signifying that they were royalty. And
Right.
if anyone was caught with that kind of marking, from what I remember when I was in school for beauty school, if anyone was caught with it and they were not part of the royal family, they were executed. I mean, taken out.
it call it
Mm-mm.
how you want, honey. We don't censor.
Executed. Yeah. I mean, there's like every single culture on the planet marked the body in some way. So we could draw on
Mhm.
any of them. We could draw on any of them and look at what their practice was. The Egyptians were probably the first. It looks like that might be the case. Women's work, tattooing, with a lot of the priestess classes and stuff. Uh, and
It
sure,
was
it
a
would have been
rite of
it would have been heavily
passage.
gate kept. Yeah, it would have been really heavily gate kept. And yeah, but it's a misconception a lot of the time what we'll find in academia, opposed to from the mouth of existing cultures, because they're trying to understand something going backwards without participatory knowledge. It's just like procedural or academic. That's why a lot of it gets caught up as ornamentation. That's why a lot of the tattoo gear gets sort of miscategorized in archaeology.